Welcome back to the channel for another College TF review. Today I'll be taking a look at the Hasbro, the Vintage Collection, Star Wars, the Mandalorian, Kuiil. This is another great figure, I think, from the 3.75 inch, the Vintage Collection figure from Hasbro. I got mine over at All Time Toy Store. Please check out the links in the description below to check out other great figures that they have in stock now. In both Vintage Collection, and they also have tons of Transformers and a lot of modern plus vintage stuff. So let's get into this unboxing. So as always, please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Really helps out these reviews and keeps them coming. Well, I guess take a quick look at the packaging before I rip them open. Of course, you want to look at the card. There you go, there's Kuiil. And other figures in the wave. I have already reviewed Bo-Katan and IG-11, so please be sure to check out those reviews. I do hope to get the Mithril at some point as well. Alright, now let's crack them open. Apologies to those of you who are card collectors. I'm doing my best to try and preserve the card while ripping him open on camera here. So, there we go. Pop them out of the packaging here. And here we have Kuiil. Looking pretty nice in his little bubble wrap. Just cut this tape here. Pop out his weapon. It's a nice inclusion. There we go. Take a look at this gun. Very nice. Nice silver paint on there. Looks like it's molded in brown plastic. Fairly flexible plastic. And fairly durable. It's got a nice strap to go over his shoulder. That's really nice. And then we do get like this backpack here and Kuiil himself. Let's just try and pop both of those things out of the packaging here. And of course, Kuiil. There we go. Both of them out. So here is his backpack. Some nice little part detailing in there. That's just hollow on here with a peg. And we'll get that on him in a minute. But first, let's take a look at the figure. Wow, another fantastic head sculpt here from Hasbro. I mean, that looks phenomenal. Really well done. The eyes painted and everything. Really nicely done all around. Then we got some flexible scarf material here. Even has his neck detailing in there underneath that. And you can just pop this off if you want to pop his head off. You can pull this little scarf detailing off. Very nicely picked out hands. Nice, very nice. Nice flexible skirting there, bottom. Nice little figure. Sure. There's his back. Very nice. All right, let's get that backpack on him. Just pegs right on. There we go. Yeah, looking fantastic. Now, can you hold that rifle? Let's take a look. And then we'll get into some other articulation because he actually has some interesting points here. So, this looks like it's a bit of a tricky fit to get into his hand. So we kind of just angle it in here. And that definitely seems like a struggle to get in his hand. I might do it off camera, come back. Show you guys because it's definitely not the easiest given the shape of his hand. You can see how narrow that opening is and how wide the base of the gun is there where he needs to get his hand over the top. Yeah, definitely a bit of a challenge, so I'll do that in a little bit here. But first, let's just sling it over his shoulder. See how that looks. Yeah, looks good. Holds on there very nicely. Very nice. Let's go over articulation and then get into some comparisons here. So it does have nice hinge joint and rotation at the shoulder there, can do the full 360. And then he does have a nice 90 at the elbow, and it's really nice the way they painted that. The different plastics used and everything to match the paint. It blends in really nicely. And then he actually has a ball joint here at this little hand, so it moves all over the place. It's very nice, full 360 range of motion, and you get some up and downward motion as well. And then of course, same thing here on the other arm. This one is a bit stiffer though, it appears. Just for, fresh out of the package, but yeah, same articulation. Try and get all these joints loosened up here. Very nice. He does have a ball joint on this hand as well. Then his head, of course, we already showed that is on a ball joint, so you do get a good bit of range motion there. You do get actually a little bit, it's like a double, it looks like a double ball pin maybe in there. So he does move back and forth ever so slightly, so that's very nice. Torso, doesn't seem like there's anything really in there. He has a little bit of a rotation maybe in there. A little hard to access though, but there's a little bit of something moving in there. Not really much you can use in the way of poses. Then he does have nice ball jointed hips. That's what we like to see. So you can kick every which way you desire. His back movement is pretty hindered though, because of the way it is sculpted back there. So really just forward and out to the sides on both legs here. Very nice. You can just about do the split. The only thing that's hindering, of course, is his skirting material, but very nice. And then check out this knee bend here. Oh, very nice way they incorporated that. It actually bends backwards there. Looks very clean. So again, show it on the other leg. Does just bend up here is actually the joint. And so it bends very nicely. And then of course, the feet are already articulating for me. So we do get nice backward motion, forward motion, and a rocker there. So very nice motion. Nice articulation overall on this figure. Definitely looking pretty nice. Nice addition to the collection. Now I'll get into some comparisons. Just set him off to the side. Maybe I'll get his gun on here. All right, here we got Kuiil next to the Mandalorian and IG-11, and I reviewed those guys both on the channel, so be sure to check those out if you haven't already. And I did manage to get the gun into Kuiil's hand, so there's your comparison between the figures, just for sense of scale. Definitely that looks very much like what we see in the show. And then just to show you how I got that hand in there, how it's supposed to look. It's a little bit of sliding, but it's not actually that bad to get in. Little more effort than some figures, but once you do get it in there, it is very solid. So the only thing I would say is, the strap doesn't look the greatest hanging down, but still doesn't look bad by any means. And you can get into some nice poses, as you saw. So that probably just about does it for my review of the Vintage Collection Kuiil from the Mandalorian series, which is one of my favorite series, and I think many of you Star Wars fans out there are enjoying it as well. Please let me know your thoughts on this figure and this whole line in the comments below. And thank you for watching as always, and please stay tuned for my next video. See you then.